Footy Repeat.
Coming up on AFL tonight, the finest wine in the competition calls time. Clubs are counting the cost of some key injuries. Drew Jones has the latest. And the Dogs hoping a trip down memory lane will give them some added bite this weekend. Hello and welcome to AFL Tonight. I'm Kath Loughnane. Well, the AFL's oldest man has announced his retirement. David Mundys calling time on his 19-year career. The Dockers' all-time games record holder will play out the season, hoping for one more shot at premiership glory.
The most well-travelled man in AFL history is calling time. David Mundys' journey will end this season after nearly 400 games and 900,000 kilometres flown.
Me talking about me is not my greatest strength and not something I enjoy doing the most. But clearly I've been able to achieve a level of individual success in the game, which has been really nice. And it's really great to reflect on, particularly with my family. But it's not something that I ever sought out. And not something that was ever a great goal of mine to be, a 300 whatever game player and the rest of that.
Never one to hog the spotlight, this was Mundys' response when asked how he'd like to be remembered.
Well, hopefully just a humble battler, to be honest.
That humble battler has played 371 games for the Dockers and is a former captain, an All-Australian and a Best and Fairest winner. He says the lure of reaching the magical 400 milestone wasn't enough to keep pushing his 37-year-old body.
They're very individual goals, and I think I'm the kind of character that they're very much secondary. I take a lot of pride as well in the fact that I'm walking out with a bit left in the tank. I'd feel really guilty if I'd hung around and walked out a crippled, broken old man's.
The man affectionately known as Barra has been a much-loved figure at the Dockers since being drafted back in 2003, and the veteran couldn't resist roasting a former teammate in his final press conference.
Worst teammate, going back a little while, I roomed with Scotty Thornton in Geelong once, and he's an absolute pig of a human. It was disgusting, that hotel room. So I still get along really well with Scotty, but he was a yuck man.
When Mundys departs at the end of the season, he will leave the Dockers in a better place than when he found them, and about to embark on a premiership assault under Justin Longmuir.
What we've come from even just 4 or 5 years ago, if it had have finished then, it would have felt really empty, I think. So walking out with what I've achieved, but what I've been able to help do in the football club, fills me up and makes me feel really proud.
Mundys' final home game could well be the round 22 Western Derby, which could also be a farewell game for Eagle Josh Kennedy. Drew Jones, Fox Sports News.